The Bible is Bad, Part 2. In this part, I'm going to present an argument that the Bible is not a good source of moral values. Let me summarize the points that I'm going to make in this argument. First point, love is irreconcilable with eternal damnation. Second point, God advocates slavery in the Bible. By the way, I'm going to support these points with specific references to the Holy Bible, so have your Holy Bible on standby. Point number 3, God commits acts of genocide and mass murder. Point number 4, God's transfer of punishment from the guilty to the innocent is unjust. Point 5, the Ten Commandments are not the highest priority of moral precepts. And finally, point 6, that the Bible regards sex and women in a way that is rather immoral. I'm going to support these arguments using some common sense and rationality and an appeal to conscience. Believers in the Bible frequently say that love is the primary moral value, and that love is exemplified by forgiveness. However, according to the Bible, the ultimate fact is that God and Jesus aren't forgiving. They damn. By my conscience, damning others to everlasting fire is morally wrong. In the Gospel of Mark, chapter 16, verse 16, Jesus says, "He that believeth and is baptized shall be saved, but he that believeth not shall be damned." This is damnation based on refusing to conform to a religious belief. In the Gospel of John, chapter 15, verse 6, Jesus says, "If a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch, and is withered, and men gather them, and cast them into the fire, and they are burned." Remember the old saying, what would Jesus do? The conventional answer is, turn the other cheek and forgive. But actually, according to the Bible, especially Revelation, the answer is, Jesus would wait and then cast them all into the outer darkness, where there will be great wailing and gnashing of teeth. In Matthew chapter 8, verse 12, Jesus says, "The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend, and them which do iniquity, and shall cast them into a furnace of fire, and there shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth." Again, this is just simply not compatible with love. And as for a notion of justice, we'll be getting to looking at the Bible, at what God does in the Bible, and how it relates to a modern notion of justice. An enlightened, progressive notion of justice does not. In Matthew chapter 25, verses 41 and such, it's obvious that one day God and Jesus, they're going to separate the sheep from the goats, and they're going to say to the goats, "Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire." Jesus said, "If thy hand offend thee, cut it off. It's better for thee to enter into life maimed than having two hands to go into hell, into the fire that never shall be quenched, where the worm dieth not, and the fire is not quenched." Again, this is simply incompatible with love and benevolence. I'm appealing to your conscience to consider this. Looking back on the Old Testament, in the book of Psalms, chapter 145, verse 9, The Lord is good to all, and his tender mercies are over all his works. Sounds nice, doesn't it? But in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 13, verse 14, and I will dash them one against another, even the fathers and the sons together, saith the Lord. I will not pity nor spare nor have mercy, but destroy them. And furthermore, now go and smite Amalek and utterly destroy all they have, and spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling. Compatible with love? Slaying infants? No. How about this one? Look up Deuteronomy chapter 21, verses 18 to 21. The Lord advocates taking disobedient children out and stoning them to death. You think, oh, the Bible can't say that. That's not in there. Let me say it again. Deuteronomy chapter 21, verses 18 to 21. Read it yourself. The Bible is a deep, dark forest. You may be surprised at what lurks in there. But if someone's going to advocate the whole Bible as a divinely inspired authority, they'd better become familiar with those dark places and be willing to acknowledge them and own up to them, along with the rest of it. Alternatively, you have to acknowledge that there are parts in the Bible that are morally wrong. And that throws doubt on their source. It casts doubt on the book as a divinely inspired whole. According to my conscience, enslaving other human beings is wrong. However, according to the Old Testament, according to what God does in the Old Testament, slavery is right. Look at Leviticus chapter 25, verses 45 to 46. Moreover, of the children of the strangers that do sojourn among you, of them shall ye buy, and they shall be your possession. They shall be your bondmen forever. Okay? This is God advocating slavery. Morally wrong. Okay? This is not a good source of moral values. Look at the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 2. If thou buy the Hebrew servant, 6 years shall he serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing. The next verse down, verse 7 is, and if a man sell his daughter to be a maidservant, she shall not go out as the manservants do. Selling your daughter. And you think that the Bible is a good source of moral values? How about the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 8? And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabaeans, to a people far off, for the Lord hath spoken it.